Play against Dark type. Dropping 2 Eevee. Maybe it is fine. We need to save one board space for our Gardevoir for sure. And then the other card is the damage dealer, like Mewtwo, Mew EX, or even Mimikyu. But Mimikyu is a gamble. There's no guarantee we can copy Giratina too. Maybe we are not going to play Professor Research right away because of red card. Everyone loves to play red card nowadays. If I overdraw, then I will lose a lot of value. Meanwhile, I'm barely running red card in my deck to disrupt the opponent. I just want to focus on my combo piece. If we can draw Mimikyu, then that will be pretty nice too, I think. It is a good chance to showcase Mimikyu, I guess. 80 damage. Should I just try it for fun? Nah, I don't have enough time to do that. I'm sorry. The animation takes too long. I'm going to lose my turn. So I'm going to play Mew EX instead. We can enable Mimikyu really fast too, since Mimikyu only requires 2 energy. Once we lost our EX Pokemon, then just drop Mimikyu. Store energy with Gardevoir. The opponent can deal 100 damage. I'm drawing too many cards. Right? Playing this Professor Research might not worth it. We probably can end the game with Mimikyu too. It's between we manage to flip head or not. If we flip head, then we take down Giratina. If we fail to flip head, then we lost to Giratina. Unless the opponent play Giant Cap, then I cannot one-shot Giratina. We can still bring our second Sylveon to the front too, to attack Darkrai EX. But all of my Pokemon become vulnerable to Cyrus. Nah, I cannot do that anymore, unfortunate. The opponent cannot take down my Sylveon if they don't attach energy to Darkrai EX. So I need to find my red. Yeah, red is perfect. We need to drop Mewtwo EX here. The reason is, yeah, I don't think I can drop Mimikyu. The opponent win with Sabrina. I hope the opponent doesn't have Giant Cap. Or red. Yeah, if the opponent have red, then they win the game too. The opponent have Mars too, I think. Mew EX guarantee copy the opponent. The opponent have a really smart play too. feels like I have to pull back my Sylveon EX and then start ramping energy to our Mewtwo EX. The opponent might have Leaf. Darkrai not worth copying with Mew EX, only deal AT damage. But if I play Sabrina, I cannot play red, that is the problem. I actually have Giant Cap with me. Oh, actually not running Sabrina in this deck. So is Sabrina better or Cyrus? I think Sabrina is better, right? Yeah, if only I play Sabrina, I already win the game. Now I'm not sure anymore. But if the opponent play Leaf, they cannot play Sabrina too. I will swap this Cyrus with Sabrina after this. Cyrus is not relevant, I think. Yeah, the opponent play Leaf, but they cannot play Sabrina. It doesn't take down my Mewtwo. But my Mewtwo HP will drop to 20, so it's probably tie game. Yeah, I take the tie game instead of losing. Wait, it's not tie game. We have Mew EX. Alright, finally we managed to copy Giratina with our Mew EX. It's not a Mimikyu though, but Mimikyu can do that too, even though it is 50% chance only, which is not worth trying. Alright, let's try this deck without running Mew EX and run 2 copies of Mimikyu instead. The reason is Mimikyu is easier to enable. And only lost 1 point in case it get taken down. Another Mimikyu deck. Interesting. The problem if we only run 1 copies of Mimikyu is once the opponent take down our Mimikyu, then we don't have another Pokemon that only worth 1 point. Beside Gardevoir, of course. So if we are only play 1 copies of Mimikyu, the opponent only need to take down Mimikyu plus another EX Pokemon to win the game. But if we run 2 copies of Mimikyu, then we can make opponent take down 2 copies of Mimikyu before win the game. My Gardevoir cannot store energy to my active spot Pokemon anymore. The opponent disrupt us. At least the opponent doesn't play Broken Space Below. Maybe this is a good chance for our Mimikyu to copy Giratina too, we'll see. Yeah, Mew EX is better at copying opponent Pokemon because it is guaranteed copy, unlike Mimikyu, only 50% chance. Alright, next turn we can still try to play Mimikyu, right? The opponent cannot one-shot my Sylveon EX. And we draw red too. Mewtwo EX. We can enable Mimikyu easily. The problem here is the opponent already get 1 point. It doesn't take down my Sylveon, thankfully. Thankfully I play around that. I hope there is no more Cyrus. So the only Pokemon that can take down Giratina is Mimikyu now. Please Mimikyu, this is your time to shine. Try to imitate, deal 130 damage please. Alright! In Mimikyu we trust. Finally! By cut down the Mew EX, Mimikyu show its potential. Nice game. Alright, let's try one more game with this version. Current version not running Mew EX anymore, only have Mimikyu. I'm not sure if we have to face Silvally. This means that we have to rely on Mewtwo EX. Save one more space for Mewtwo then. But we can copy Rampardos, right? It doesn't one-shot Rampardos though. Not looking good. We are about losing Mimikyu. We let Mimikyu attack maybe. Try to imitate. Fail. So sad. Next turn we attack with Sylveon. We only need to attach 2 energy. As expected, the opponent get the Silvally. All I ask is please do not have Rampardos. Sylveon EX is the only attacker that I have for now. But the opponent can win with Cyrus too. Should I just bring Gardevoir to the front? Yep, the opponent does have Rampardos. I don't know how to win. Only if the opponent doesn't draw Cyrus probably. I don't think Mimikyu can help this time. In the end, we have to rely on Mewtwo EX again. No Rampardos please, so that I can Sabrina take down the Skull Fossil. One hard damage. Eliminate Rampardos. This one is Mimikyu. What happened if we manage to imitate the Skull Fossil, I wonder? Yeah, Cyrus win the game anyway. That is unusual, but at least we can still retreat and bring Mewtwo to the front. All of my bench Pokemon is in critical condition. Sabrina doesn't win the opponent game, but Cyrus win the opponent game. Well, only Rampardos is worth copying with our Mimikyu in this game. Alright. Is there any good Pokemon that worth copying in this match, I wonder? Start the game with Mimikyu only causing us losing Mimikyu. It is better than losing Sylveon. Garchomp also not worth copying with our Mimikyu, but I need my Ralts. Yeah, I need my Ralts. Storing 2 energy to Mimikyu, not worth for now. Just to copy Gible Tackle, 20 damage. Copying Rampardos probably worth it. Alright, we get Ralts here. But I will just simply store energy to Mewtwo. Because Garchomp will showing up in no time. Yeah, Mew EX is unreliable for now. Not relevant anymore, I guess. Unlike in the past. When the Crimson Storm Charizard become a meta, that is Pokemon that worth to copy with our Mimikyu or Mew EX. Now I'm regret storing energy to Mewtwo. I actually can retreat Mimikyu and start attack with Sylveon. There is no guarantee we can success copy with our Mimikyu. Yeah, Mimikyu is so meme. My previous opponent is lucky facing me, playing Ultra Necrozma. Ultra Necrozma is worth to copy with Mimikyu. They take the Mimikyu or what? They shouldn't do that, right? Alright, the opponent concede. Unfortunate, I still have to rely on this Mewtwo EX because that is the only damage dealer that we have in this deck. Play against Crabominable. Yeah, in the current meta, there are not many Pokemon worth to copy, right? Copying Crabominable not worth it, only 40 damage. So hard to play copy synergy nowadays. Eevee is weak against fighting type. 40 damage anyway. Opponent is so fast. They might have Cyrus too. I don't think copying Crabominable will be great for us. I mean, we only copy 40 damage, but Crabominable already deal 80 damage, so my Mewtwo will gone first before reaching full potential. This is kinda sad. 80 damage is a lot of damage, right? I hope the opponent not playing Irida so that I can play red, take down this Crabominable. The opponent will play Irida, I think. There are not many Pokemon worth to copy with Mew EX, but yeah, we still managed to win this game. How? So lucky. Unfortunate for the opponent.